see the image that we're needing to see. And then there's a strap up here on top. All right, is that comfortable?
Not quite.
Okay, so yeah, you can adjust the back there. Let me know when you're good. All right, we see your right hand. All right, we're going to slip this lanyard over your hand. And we're going to put that controller right there. Hold out your left hand. Lanyard over. Okay, so yeah, so middle finger on this button on the side right there. Index finger on the trigger on both sides. Thumb inside the circle. So now with your right hand, you see the start button on the screen. With the arrows to the left or right, you can navigate through the different sectors. So, so you can see different equipment. So point the laser that you see at one of those arrow buttons.
One of the arrows?
So look on the desk right in front of you, look down.
Okay.
Oh, too far, right there. You see those arrows?
Okay.
Now pull that right trigger button. There you go. And this is your trigger button right here on your index finger.
Okay.
So pull that again. And it allows you to rotate through. So, Mr. English, when you see one that's interesting, hit the start menu. All right, and then, so under this one we have the one module and fire extinguisher safety. So if you want to try that one, point that up and pull that trigger button. There you go.
Fire extinguishers are a great thing to have around in an emergency. Today, we're going to learn how to use one so you'll be able to act if there's ever a fire at your workplace. If there is a fire, the first thing to do is alert the fire department and everyone in the building so they can move to safety. Many work sites will have a fire alarm that you can activate, which may also alert local first responders. If not, you may need to call 911 from a phone. Even if you are able and authorized to use a fire extinguisher, it's important to alert first responders as your first step so they can arrive as soon as possible. It's important to alert everyone in the building so they can move to safety. Before we learn how to use a fire extinguisher, let's take a moment to talk about the different types. In general, your employer will keep the right extinguisher on hand at your job site. So, the right fire extinguisher to use in an emergency is the one you have nearby. But just so you know, here are the symbols you will see on a fire extinguisher and what they mean. Many fire extinguishers are called
Look
multi-purpose
down a
fire
little bit.
extinguishers and are marked A, B, C.
There we go.
A stands for ash. Class A fires are any fire that creates ash, such as burning wood, paper, textiles, most plastics, and many other types of materials. B stands for boiling or bubbling. Class B fires include any flammable liquid like gasoline, grease, or acetone. C stands for current. If the fire involves electrical equipment that is plugged in with a charged electrical current, it's a Class C fire. Some industries use certain metals that require a special extinguishing agent if they catch fire. Those work sites should have a Class D fire extinguisher on hand. Class D fire extinguishers are often yellow. K stands for kitchen. Some professional kitchens use oils and fats that cook at very high temperatures, which can create rapidly spreading fires. Class K fire extinguishers have special agents in them to combat these potent kitchen fires. Again, multi-purpose ABC fire extinguishers are really common, but be aware that some fire extinguishers may be marked for some types of fires, with slashes that show they're not for other types of fires. Employers are tasked with keeping the right extinguishers on hand for the fires most likely to occur in that location.
It's a tool that people can use to surf occupations. So we've identified 4 targeted career sectors that offer a lot of opportunities here in Hillsborough County. So we're starting with those 4 sectors, and I'll kind of go through those. But the tool is meant so that people can quickly surf and look at different occupations, look at different career sectors and tracks, And most importantly, they can tie those to the training programs that are on our eligible training provider list, okay? So the programs that we want to push them to, they can link those to specific occupations and career tracks. When you look at different ways to direct people, right? One way is to industry sectors, and that, you know, things like automotive and sometimes hospitality, things like that, right? Another way, which is it's a newer way, is to direct people towards career clusters or career sectors. Those are synonymous. And the reason for that is because when you're in a career clusters tend to go across industries. So for instance, IT is not really an industry, right? It's a career sector. It goes across different types of industries. So what industry do you know that can't use somebody in IT, right? Not very many anymore. So when you teach people how to be a web developer or a computer programmer, they have their choice of many different industries. And most importantly, when you think about those different career sectors, there's a subset of that, which are career tracks, right? So with any particular career sector, there are different tracks within that career sector that are grouped according to certain skill sets. So within a career sector, you could be like in information technology, I can be a support person, right? So I learned all about support, but I've got a lot of the same skills. That means if I want to be a programmer, I know so much about technology, I could probably switch over and be a programmer too. So a lot of those skills are transferable. Well, the more you group those into tracks and you group those under sectors, it really starts to lay out a career pathway for people. So they know if I learn a certain group of skills, I've got all kind of options. I can go to different industries. Oh, hey, I can jump from this occupation to that occupation because 50% of the skills I already have. Right? So that's why a lot of workforce development organizations now are looking at career clusters, career sectors, career tracks, etc. Okay. All right, I'm going to show you this, and keep in mind what this was designed to do was to be as easy as possible for people to use. One of the things that's out there now, you get a lot of different types of web tools, online tools that are out there, and you need a PhD to figure out how to use them. We took the opposite approach. We want people to be able to come in here, jump on a computer, and just go, and be able to surf, find out information, click on things they're interested in, and be able to print up a report on what their interests are and take that to a career coach and be able to talk to them about on occupations. So that's the next level down. So they can take a look at the different occupations grouped by salary level. And there are 3 ways to look at salary. One is entry-level salary, right? So if I'm just getting into this, how much money can I expect to make? Or